Oh, that is a nice copper coin, but oh, Doug, do you know what time it is?
45 up.
Who says 45 up, Doug? It's quarter after. What's up, guys? Hoarder here, and welcome back to the live show again. We took a couple of weeks off, 2 weeks off. It was the end of summer, travel, vacations, things like that. Although last week I put the special up with my super cool interview with the treasure box hiding guy. If you didn't see that, check it out. I think it'd be super cool if someone in the detecting community nabbed one of those $1 million treasure boxes. So that was a lot of fun. I see Hot Mess Fish and Alicia here, one of my moderators. Thank you for coming, Alicia. Larry, 5 Mile Relic Hunters here. Prairie Pirate, Dave Chumley. Scott Cash, good Missouri friend. Sue Ramsey is here. I got a whole new setup today too, guys. New camera, new lights, new audio interface, new microphone. I'm hoping no issues. I tested it, but you can only test so much if you're not live. So we'll see how it goes. If you didn't see already, tonight I got Nicola White, the Mudlarker, the most famous Mudlarker on the planet, who hunts the River Thames and finds some super cool things. He's going to be on in about 12 minutes, not that I have a watch on. And I'm going to apologize up front because I know that I'm going to call the River Thames the River Thames at least once by accident tonight because I'm reading notes and that's how it's spelled. So I apologize in advance. I know it's the Thames, but my eyes sometimes work faster than my brain. And talking about things that work faster than my brain, let's bring in this handsome gentleman, Dog Tag Doug, Mexican Doug, Jane Fon Doug.
Hey.
How are you, Dougie?
I'm doing good. Just back from Colorado and points south and west and glad to be home.
Yeah, Doug was away on vacation for almost a month. Now he still made the live shows, so no one was the wiser, traveled a lot of the country. Did you see any cool things, Doug?
A lot of cool things, but I never want to see another mountain.
Yeah,
I'm scared to death of heights.
Yeah, the mountains.
Driving those roads with no guardrails is harrowing, to say the least. Yeah,
and Doug had 2 automobile incidents on his month-long road trip.
Yeah.
His water pump went, which was like $1,000 fix, and he was stranded somewhere for
make that $4,500.
I thought it was warranty covered.
It's warranty covered. We had to pay $100.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You didn't pay $4,500.
And a $450 tow bill.
Oh, okay.
Where were we? Just west of Monarch Pass. I can't remember the name of the town. Had to go into Montrose, about an hour and 15 minutes away. $450 tow bill.
Wow. And then he had a blowout on his way home too.
Yeah,
his tires blew
miles an hour.
Yeah. So, but luckily Doug survived the trip and he's back with us, and hopefully we'll get back to order. Oh, look, Doug, Eric Fairchild said, was it a quarter hoarder water pump?
Yes.
I love seeing
only the best. Yeah.
Great finds is here. Audrey Girlinghouse, Tim Mason, a lot of people in here today. Thank you for coming in here.
Teresa, who is in England, is in the chat.
Oh, I didn't see Teresa yet.
I think I saw that she's in England.
All right. I'll keep an eye out for Teresa.
Yeah.
Let me bring in some more of the guests because I want to say hello to everybody before Nicola comes in. Let's start with the loveliest looking one in the group, Miss Lindiana Jones. No, you're at the bottom of the list now, Doug. Lynn, how are you?
I'm good. And you?
I'm good. I remember when we were doing this live show after a couple of months and we were talking, I was like, well, what guests would you guys be interested in? Maybe there's people I'm just not familiar with. And it was Lynn who first said, oh, you got to try to get Nicola, the Mudlarker.
Oh, yeah.
And I was reluctant because of the time difference. Like she's coming on in 10 minutes, but it's 12:30 in the morning UK time.
Yeah.
So I felt bad asking a lot of our England friends to come on because of the time difference. But Nicola was incredibly gracious that she would do it. She looks awake too. I was worried she'd be like snoozing off a little bit. So I'm glad she's our very first international. We had a few Canadians, but they're our same time zone. She's our first international guest. What do you think about that, Lynn?
Well, I think that's great. And hopefully she's a night owl like we are.
Well,
So it won't be too painful.
Well, I asked her if we're keeping her up past bedtime, and we said yes, or she said yes.
Oh, she did. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she's not a night owl.
I figured if we see her starting to nod off, I told Doug to lift up his shirt, and that'll wake the dead.
Oh, yeah. Everybody wants to see that.
You think that's going to do it?
I don't know. I think she'll be good. Let me bring in some more of the gang here. We've got the Heritage Relic Hunter himself, Mr. Charles James Harley. I made up the middle name.
Hi, guys.
How are you,
What is your
Charlie?
middle name, Charlie?
What's that?
What is your middle name?
Franklin.
Oh, I did know that.
Yeah, since 1806, our middle
And
names.
you were named after your great uncle, Ben Franklin, right?
Well, that could be true. Yes.
Yeah. I remember Charlie told me about that.
Yeah. From 1806, that's been the middle name in the family like forever. So,
Wow.
but we just had storms that went by here. I think it's coming down your way, guys. So just be aware of it.
Okay.
Yeah, every Thursday, Charlie has a storm out in his. I don't know where he lives, but every Thursday there's
Crazy.
there's a storm, and I can see out his window, so he's not lying. It looks a little overcast.
Actually, just went through, so everything's fine. We needed the rain. We
Yes.
haven't had rain for 8 weeks, possibly. It's been a long time. It's dry.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks detecting, it's been bone dry. It's hard to get the shovel down 2-3 inches.
Right.
It's so dry.
Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely could use some rain. And talking about dry, Charlie, here's Rich Van Winkle.
How you guys doing?
Okay. I'm not sure if that. I don't know why I always have to give Rich some sort of a weird introduction.
I like it. They don't often make sense.
Yeah, they're all off the cuff.
He often doesn't make sense in anything.
Yeah, Rich, anything new going on in the world of Van Winkle vision?
Not a lot new going on. I think I'm going to be on Relics Radio on September 17th, I believe.
Okay. Rich is going to be doing that solo, Doug. How do you think he's going to do?
I think he'll do fine.
I think he'll do good. I think if Ken throws some good questions at him, and Ken's good, I think Rich will.
Ken's been doing it a long time. He knows. He actually made me sound good. I was on a couple years ago.
We should see who out of the four of us Rich gives the most mentions to. That'll be a fun side. Yeah, like I don't want to influence him, but we'll have a few side bets on his
That's
interview.
a good idea.
Yeah, we'll have a few side bets. Try to keep it real. That way we can all check it out.
Does that also include Jessica?
If he mentions her, if he mentions Jessica more than me, I'm gonna be mad. But
Just throwing it out there.
He might. So that'll be exciting. So we're going to promote that show before it comes up. So keep your eyes out for Rich's first ever gig without the rest of us. That's going to be fun. We'll see how Rich does.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So
I have a big day that day as well.
the same day.
Yes.
What day do you have?
I have an endoscopy scheduled for that.
I don't even know. I don't even know what that is. Is that something? Can we
something you
discuss
don't
that
want.
on the air?
It's the opposite of a colonoscopy. They go down
inside.
Yeah.
Okay. It's exactly what I did not want to discuss.
Yeah.
It's 100% what I did not want to. But that is an exciting day, Doug.
Rich, think about that while you're being interviewed with Ken.
Yeah, maybe Ken can have you come on as a guest during the whatever you call the scopy.
I'll be asleep.
Even better.
We can have a live cam going on.
That's when I make most sense when I'm asleep.
Yeah, he'll make the most sense during his. Let's see. Chris Heimsoff is here. He said, "Doug, did they make you do the endoscopy before the colonoscopy?" I don't even know where. I don't know where this show is going to go. So we're gonna. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
Is there going to be a show next week? Yes, Sue. We have a new live show every September. Every
Yeah.
Thursday in September. And Doug, I can't say too much today, but if you tune in next Thursday's live show, I have a mega announcement
Yeah.
that's going to shock the industry. We'll call it.
Really?
Well, maybe I'm embellishing a little bit, but it's a big one.
Have you said anything to me yet?
I'm not going to tell you because you might blurt it out by accident. But next Thursday, I'm gonna have a big announcement, and all of you are going to be part of it because let's just say there could be a huge giveaway, several involved, and it may or may not have to do with the unveiling of a brand new metal detector. We shall see, Doug. So tune in more next week.
You're dropping spoilers left.
I am. I try to keep people keep them invested here.
Fixated. Okay.
Yeah. So more news on that, and it's going to happen quick too. It's going to happen quick. So make sure you watch for it.
Attention. Okay.
It's going to be an extra special live show that I do, not on a Thursday. So make sure you hit that. Yeah, you got to hit that. What's that button they got to hit, Doug? Is it the bell, Charlie? That way they can get the alert.
The bell, yeah.
The bell. Yeah, because it's not going to be on a Thursday, and if you miss it, then you can't win. So I want everybody to have a shot to win at.
Wow, you better clue me in this weekend.
I did tell you just forgot, but I'm glad because I don't want you to say anything.
Okay.
But I'll tell you again. I'll tattoo it on your chest. You can just look down and and you'll remember. But otherwise, yeah, I'm going to bring Nicola on in 2 minutes. I see her waiting there. She is awake. I'm glad she's awake. Any questions that you guys can think of for Nicola? I know this mudlarking. Don't tell me now when she comes on. This mudlarking, watching her videos are so much fun because with the the tides that come in and out of that Thames River, bringing things up or exposing through the silt things that could be thousands of years old. And for the most part, they're eyeball finds. Just looks like so much fun, Doug. I would love to do it one day. We're going to get the skinny from her in about a minute, what that entails, what it involves, how you do it right, if you need permits, licenses, where to go, what to look for, the whole kit and caboodle. I'm super stoked to have her on and learn about something brand new to our eyes. And what better of our first international guest?
Yes. And we're all going to find out. If you're not familiar with Nicola, but most of us, I'm surely are, but you're going to find out this is treasure hunting at its purest form. So, you want to pay attention.
Yeah, no special equipment needed, other than your permits or whatever, just walk around.
And your good eyesight.
Yes. So let's bring her in, Doug. It is 7:29. I'm going to give her a quick intro and we'll bring her in because I know it's late there. If you're not familiar with her, guys, Nicola has an amazing YouTube channel and Facebook group, too, with tons of photos. Nicola White Mudlark, Tideline Art, where she scavenges the Thames River and other estuaries looking for things from this year, Victorian period, maybe Roman period. You never know what you're going to find. And a lot of the pieces, not only does she clean up, but she turns them into amazing, unique works of art, which I'm going to show you some things on in a little bit. So I'm excited to have her on. She's giving me the hang on sign. I hope she's okay. All right, go ahead, go do it. All right, she's walking away. I'm going to wait. I'm going to delay a little bit more. I think she's grabbing something. And she wears the best sweaters. I'm trying to come on, Doug, help me out. The nicest sweaters.
I can't.
Okay, she's back. All right, I'm going to bring her on. Let everybody welcome the lovely Nicola White, Mudlarker. Let me get you on the big side. Don't talk yet. You may talk.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Great to see you all.
Hi.
Nicola, thank you for joining us so late. I really appreciate it. You don't even look like it's late. You look like it's midday there. So thank you very much for joining us Americans. And we're excited to hear about what's going on the other side of the pond, as they say.
Great. Yeah.
So
What you want to know?
I want to know everything. Well, I want to pick your brain a little bit, and then I want everyone to just kind of get an appreciation of what you do over there. So if you can start off at the beginning, what first got you into mudlarking? It's kind of something that a lot of little girls probably don't think of. What got you started and captivated you that now, just is your biggest passion?
Well, I always loved searching for things as a child. I grew up on a farm down in Cornwall by the beach, but I always used to search for things in the garden, but also on the beach as well. And I've always been fascinated with collecting and searching and finding things. And so when I moved to London in about 1998, I found myself down on the Thames foreshore. It was like a replacement beach. Like the ones in Cornwall. And I started to find little bits of pottery and glass, which I always liked to collect in Cornwall on the beach to make artwork with. And then I found a coin one day, and I hadn't realized you could find these historical artifacts on the Thames. And then there was no going back, really.
I know. It gets so addicting.
Yeah.
So do you remember what like the first really cool piece was that you found where you're like, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back every day?
I think, it wasn't really, I think it was a coin, a George V coin, so not terribly old.
Oh, not old. Okay.
Early 20th century, but it was just that idea that somebody had held it, all that time ago. And then it was like somebody handing it to me through history. And here I was holding this coin that somebody dropped. And it was just that it got my imagination going. And plus, I had a busy job in the City of London at the time. And so, just going down there, it was very relaxing. And the whole combination of finding and being next to the water was just something that really appealed to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to dive too deep into that part of your life, but I always wanted to ask you. I know you were a professional, like in the business world, and I had read that you left that behind to do this Tideline Art full time. Now, was that a decision that you really had to think about? That it was a natural fit? How did that come about?
Well, I mean, I'd worked in, actually, I was working as a secretary, in the corporate world for, I don't know, maybe about 30 years. But I just got to the point where I just wasn't happy at all waking up in the morning doing that. And I wanted to do something that really gave me a bit more joy. And as my children were getting older at that point, I thought, well, you know what, why don't I try? And so I made plans to leave my job. Originally, I asked for a sabbatical, but my boss wouldn't give me one. So I thought, right, well, I'm going to have to leave then. And things just happened. At that point, I hadn't even started a YouTube channel. And weirdly, that just developed. And then I think sometimes, when you take one step towards something that you want to do, things just happen, and this YouTube channel happened. And then I just rolled with it, really.
Oh, I know. I have a whole section of questions when I get to the YouTube part. So I'm gonna hit you on that because I know my story is just interesting, and I'd love to hear yours. Can you explain to people, what mudlarking is exactly, and what the process is to get either a permit, a license? How does it work if people went over and wanted to try it themselves?
Okay, well, mudlarking can be described as going down onto the River Thames at low tide and searching for historical artifacts, pieces of London's lost history. But the original mudlarks, back in pre-Victorian times even, they were very poor people, often children, old women. They used to go down to the River Thames at low tide and search for anything they could find to sell, pieces of coal, pieces of rope, pieces of metal. They were the poorest of the poor in society. So that's where we get the word mudlarks from.
Oh, okay.
And so now, modern day mudlarks, we're not obviously going down to search for objects to sell to feed our family. In fact, we're not allowed to sell any of our finds.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're going down to search for history. And so to mudlark, you have to have a permit from the Port of London Authority, because the Port of London Authority actually own the Thames foreshore. So we need to have a permit. There's been quite a lot of changes in the permits. You used to be able to get them for 3 years and then renew them. But there's been such a huge interest in mudlarking. Obviously, social media has played a part in that. Certainly YouTube, for sure. People have written books about it. But now there's so many people that want to do it. There's a 10,000 person waiting list now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they've capped it at 4,000 at a time. And now the permits last for a year. And unless some people, like if people who've been mudlarking for a long time, say over 4 years, and who also have been exhibiting and helping to teach people about history and recording their finds, we can renew our permits. But most people now, it's for a year, and then the next person gets to try. It's so that everybody can have a go, really.
Sure. So when you find like old historic things, let's say 500 years old, are you obligated to like show them to an authority figure? What are the rules on some of these finds that may be historic?
Yeah, it's really important. One of the roles of a mudlark is to report our finds to the Museum of London, or the London Museum as it's now called. And then we report objects that are over 300 years old, or if they're of historical importance, historical significance, or if they're treasure. And then if the finds liaison officer, as we call them, wants to put it on the database, he'll keep the object for a few months, register it, and then give it back. So it will go onto the Portable Antiquities Scheme database, which is great because it's an accessible database for everybody, and it just builds up a huge picture of what was found where, and we can see what was going on in various parts of London. And it's a really important part of being a mudlark, to record your finds.
Sure. And I heard you say that you're not allowed to sell any of the finds you got there. That's it. That's a universal law.
Yeah, that's right. You can't sell any finds. No, you can't sell finds. You're just the custodian of them. You're the guardian of the finds, but you can't sell them. They're people who are making art with finds. We can sell non-historic finds, let's say pieces of pottery, bits of pipe stem, what have you, old bits of metal that we incorporate into art. We can sell those, but you have to have a creative permit for that. And actually that's what I've got. I've got a creative permit. There are a limited amount of permits that are creative. There are 30, I believe.
Wow.
So that means that we can sell our artwork with finds incorporated into it. Like
okay.
For example, I know you've been looking, but like this is one of my recent fish.
Look at that, Doug. I have some photos. Let me bring up a couple of the photos, a little out of order because I find it so fascinating. Hold on, Doug. These are some of the things that I'm going to make it full screen so people can see it better. This is an enormous, like pterodactyl bird dinosaur thing that she made out of just rubbish. I'll use an English word, rubbish. I mean, what inspired you to make this? And when I look at something like this, I asked you in the pre-show, do you go out and say, all right, I want to make a giant dinosaur today. Let me look for pieces that'll fit. Or do you just pick something up and then you're like, wow, I see this being a dinosaur. Like, how does that artistic process work for you?
Well, this particular one I made for the Thames Festival back in 2020, I think it was, and they wanted to have something made of plastic, a sculpture, I think, to highlight the plastic pollution problem that we have in the river. So that was a lot of fun, actually, searching for the plastic to put that together. But if I'm making something else out of some Thames finds, sometimes I'll see a piece of metal or a piece of wood, and I think, oh, that really looks like the head of a bird or something like that, and then that will be the inspiration. And so that's what I will do. Yeah, I mean, I just see a piece of wood or a piece of metal and it inspires me, so I'll go from there.
Yeah, look, there's a close-up of that. I mean, it looks like the whole chest is made out of baby pacifiers. It looks like there might be like Legos and I guess just junk that she's, picking up, not only turning into art, but cleaning up the environment, which is probably, what was part of the process of making this artistic license or permit a feasible thing, because you're actually doing a service to everyone and creating something beautiful out of what otherwise was just polluting the rivers.
Yeah, that's right. And I think seeing something like that, you think although it looks kind of interesting and beautiful, it's also quite shocking that there's so much plastic that has washed up.
For sure. And this was a massive. Oh, hold on, where did I go? I always mess up the buttons, Nicola. I apologize in advance. I messed them up. And then talking about that fish, let me bring up some of these. I'm going to show a little bit more of your art before I move on. She held up one of those fish. I'm going to show a little bit more of her art because it's really cool. she calls her channel Nicola White Mudlark Tideline Art, because these are the things she does. And like this swan, for instance, do you make this in the sand and then just photograph it and then throw it away?
I do, and then I collect up the pieces and take it away. But yeah, I do. I make it in situ. I go along and collect it up on the river.
That is so cool.
It's cool, yeah. It just, she's cleaned it up, but you're getting a smile out of it too.
There's actually a bit of a toilet seat actually on the neck.
Is that what the round part is? A toilet seat?
Yeah. I don't know how that ended up in the river.
Some of these little sailboats, I thought this was really cool. Very simple, but look at that. Just shards of pottery, which everybody finds all the time, and she turns them into like little sailboats. I saw dozens of them on her Facebook page. There's a couple of them here, and anyone could make this stuff. Be inspired by things like that. We all bring our trash with us. We all have a lot of junk that maybe when we get home just goes in the trash can. Maybe you make something cool, and share our passion in a fun, unique sort of a way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nicola, may I ask, were you always this artistically inclined, or did all these finds kind of inspire you to become artistic?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm really inspired by found objects, something that's had a previous life and that's been lost and discarded. I just find it really inspiring. And I guess what I like is for people to look at it and think, oh, I wonder what that was part of, who owned that once, or maybe that was part of an old perfume bottle or an old plate that was in somebody's house 200 years ago. It's just, it's that inspires me, I think. But yeah, I've always enjoyed art, but it's become now for me, there's a real need to create. I really need to create stuff. It's like a real release of energy, I think.
Nice.
No, it's neat. Doug, take a look at these. I'm going to bring a few more of them up. Now, my wife is an art teacher, Nicola. So when I was showing her some of these, I'm going to bring it up full screen again. Some of these fish. Now, Nicola, when I showed her, she's like, these are old, but like to me, they're not old. They're amazing. And you've probably made, I don't even know, how many of these glass fish have you made over the years?
Quite a few now. It's funny because, what I love about these fish is that they kind of create themselves. Like, I feel like I'm just the channel, for them to be created. And it's a lot of fun. You just get all the glass and you just play around. It's like putting together a jigsaw puzzle. And then all of a sudden, there's a fish.
Yeah. How do you even connect the glass? Is that soldered? Is it glued? Is it just laying there?
It's like an araldite glue. It took me a long time to find the right glue, actually, I have to admit.
Oh, okay. People are asking what kind of glue it is. So maybe I'll put it in the chat later if someone wants to do the same thing.
Yeah, it's like an epoxy glue, araldite type epoxy glue, basically.
And they look like if you held them up to like a window and hung them, that it would probably be beautiful as the sunlight shot. Yeah.
Oh, these are just fascinating.
Doug, she's got dozens and dozens and dozens of them. I won't ruin all of them. Go check out her Facebook page when the show's over. There's a link in the description. You'll see so much of her incredible artistic pieces. And then some of them too are, I call like a statement piece. And if I'm wrong, you let me know. But look at this one, Doug. Now, Nicola, explain what this is made out of. And I guess the statement that I get from it is the statement that you envisioned when you made it.
Are they lighters?
They're all lighters. Can you hear me, Nicola?
Yes.
Okay. I think she calls this lighter fish.
Yes, that's right. Lighter fish.
And it's pretty big on the internet. If you look it up, Doug, lighter fish, like it became a pretty significant find even outside of the mudlarking world. I guess because of the symbolism of look at all this garbage and trash that was in our rivers, but she found a way to turn it into something beautiful, even if it was only temporary.
It's awesome.
And when you see that, I get inspired to like, man, everyone should go clean it up and do something with it because.
Put your back up, Jay. Put
Sure.
it back up.
I'll put it in full screen so you can really.
I wonder if anyone sees what I see at the front of that fish.
Yeah, it's a fishing lure.
Yeah, you must know what that is.
It's like a fishing lure, and it's ready to take a bite out of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll show you a few more of her. Interesting. I have two more other ones that are made out of. I think this is also lighters, isn't it, Nicola?
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, that's lighters. Yes.
Just really cool. I mean, are they the same lighters? Like, did you disassemble the fish,
No,
or are
no,
they?
that was a different day. Actually, that was a different day.
Do you find that many lighters in one day?
Loads. Absolutely loads.
Oh my goodness! And then there's one more, Doug. I know you're going to like this one because it reminds me. I had another one after this. I'll get to it later. Another lighter butterfly.
That's a papillon.
I'm gonna save some more pictures for coming up down the road here of the show. Why is there so much trash in the River Thames? Was that like where people threw their garbage? I know the modern trash because people can be slobs, but back in Victorian times, is that where Londoners dispose of their garbage?
Yeah, I mean, the Thames has been used as a rubbish bin for a very long time, for centuries. People have thrown their rubbish in there. Yes, that's right.
Wow. So I guess people don't swim in there then.
You know what? There are certain places where people do swim, but I wouldn't want to swim in the kind of central London part of the Thames. It's not the cleanest place.
Wow.
No. Are there, when you're mudlarking down there, I'm sure you have boots on, and it looks like you don't always wear gloves, but are there hazards? Are there biohazards, or maybe like knife blades, needles, like things that someone?
Yeah, you have to be careful. You have to pay attention. I mean, it's true, I don't wear gloves, but there's various reasons. Partly it's a bit difficult to operate a camera, when you're wearing gloves, touch screen and everything like that. But also, I must admit, I do like touching the things I find.
Yeah.
And you just have to pay attention to what you're doing. So, I mean, obviously, I'm not advocating that you should go out there and not wear gloves, but
sure,
for me, that's just my preference.
Now, besides the rubbish pieces that you use for your art, what are some of your favorite things that you hope to find, like things that might have historical significance? Do you like things Victorian? Do you like things older? Do you like things with names on it? Like, what gets you excited when you pull these things out of the mud?
What I really love are things with names on. I have to admit, I love something that I can link back to a person or a place in the past. That for me is the most exciting thing, because it means you can just the person will just come alive again, when you research them and find out about them. So yeah, I get very excited when I find something with a name on. That's my thing.
No, we're the same. I have a photo here. Nicola sent me a few of her favorite things, and I understand why exactly. Can you tell us the story behind this piece? And then I'll show, it looks like, I guess, the work you've done when you were researching it.
Yeah, no, this is something I found quite a long time ago, maybe in 2016, 2017. And it looks like a very small, very uninteresting, really, piece of metal. But actually, because there is a name on it, F. Jury, you can't see the F on it very well, and it's got an address, 72 Woolwich Road. I was able to find out all about this person who lived at Woolwich Road. His name was Frederick Jury. And through Ancestry, the sites, I was able to find out all about his life. He actually went to Australia for some reason from England to register with the Australian Imperial Force, and he fought in World War I. There were all his medical records. He was hit by a grenade. He suffered quite extensive injuries, but he did survive, and he came home. He married his landlady. They didn't have any children. So I was able to find out all about the life of this man just because of this tiny piece of metal. And then I found out where he was buried, and he was buried in a pauper's grave, not very far from where I live. And that was just so special, because it was just, that's for me, that's the essence of mudlarking. You find something small like that, and then somebody's life is revealed. It sort of opens up in front of you. And that was very special. And what was also very special was then a few years later, we found where his wife was buried, and it was in the same graveyard. And it was lovely. So I was able now, and sometimes I go down there and I put flowers on his grave and her grave too. So it's a special story. Frederick Jury. Yeah,
here's a picture.
Yeah, that's right. He was born in 1873, I think died in 1932. So yeah, it's one of my favorite finds, actually, because it's just got such a lot of meaning behind it.
And I guess because he's not so old, like in the 1700s, were you able to find actual images of him, like maybe old newspaper articles, or were you ever see a photograph of Frederick?
Well, I had a bit of help from other people when I was researching him, and somebody sent me a photograph of 3 men, and we think one of them is Fred, but that's the only photograph that I've managed to find. And he didn't actually have any children of his own. So that's the other thing, really. I mean, if I hadn't have found that tag, nobody would know about him. He was dead, and that was it. He was just totally forgotten.
Yeah. Now that's one of the best things. All of us, most of us in here are metal detectors. Oh, Relic Riley, an incredible relic detectorist, is in the chat. We find things, same thing. If you find something with a name, you could really get on the rabbit hole. And like you said, you breathe life into these people that are probably forgotten about. I mean, most people, and it's nice that you're able to do that, resurface it again. That's one of the services that adventurers like we get to do if we're lucky to find a piece like that.
Yeah, it's very special.
I have another one here, Doug. One of her favorite pieces. This one, it's hard to tell what it is because, and when you say mudlark, you're not kidding. I mean, look at that mud, Doug. Like that is mud. But if you can even see in that mud, there's an actual item in there that she noticed. But to me, everything kind of blends together.
That takes a very trained eye to decipher that.
And it's got to be, I mean, even walking in that, every step, you probably go up to your calf and you're sticky and your boots are falling off. She's trying to hold a camera that, can't get that lens mud.
And her trowel. She's got to have her trowel in her.
Absolutely. You've got to have my trowel.
Yeah, it's a challenging thing to do. But this piece that she pulled out, again, another one of her favorites, and I'm curious what the story is behind this, and I'll make it full screen. What are we looking at with this piece, Nicola?
Okay, so that is a pewter tavern tankard, basically. Absolutely beautiful. But what's special about it is that there is the name of a name engraved on it. It's a James Burroughs. Rose and Crown, Lower Thames Street, London. And so actually it turns out that James Burroughs was the landlord of the Rose and Crown in London back in the early 1800s. And it's just a beautiful specimen of tankard, basically. But I looked up James Burroughs and I came across some articles in the newspaper about him, of when he was the witness at the inquest of the death of one of the people who used to drink in his tavern, a man called William Sweet, who unfortunately drowned himself not far from the tavern because he was rejected by a woman that he was in love with. So he drowned himself. So I took the tavern mug down on the foreshore where this chap drowned himself, and put some beer in it and toasted.
Gave him a toast.
Wow.
That's a great. Now, do some of these pieces, does the Museum of London, do they take them and put them on display? To me, that's a pretty significant piece.
Yeah, no, that's really special. So actually they do have that piece at the moment because there's an exhibition called Secrets of the Thames on in London until March. And so they've got that tavern mug in the exhibition, so that's really nice to have it included.
Wow.
It's got to be one of my favorite finds. I could not believe it when I saw it. It was just, I was so lucky to be standing just above that bit of mud where I just saw a letter, but beneath the mud. So lucky.
I can see this, that the hand etching in there. Yeah, I could see just walking by that. You really got a little bit of luck and just a good eye for what you're looking for.
Is the tavern still standing?
No, it's not there anymore. No, that's right. I went down there to sort of check it all out, but no, it's not there anymore. Completely gone now. But you can see the area where it was. So, yeah, it's very special.
Now, when the museum is done with this piece, do they ultimately keep it? Is it yours? Like, how does it work with the legalize-wise of these artifacts? I know you can't sell them, but if they want it, do they just take it? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, if they wanted it, they would be able to just take it, actually.
Okay.
But I've never had anything that's been kept by the museum. It would have to be very, very special. They have such a huge collection. So no, we usually get to take home the things and look after them and keep them. And,
Oh, that's great.
we take them out and show them to people at various exhibitions, but we get to keep them. So I will get that piece back when the exhibition is finished.
I see a lot of, I'm sorry, Doug. I see a lot of things behind her on her shelves, glass bottles, mugs. Is that all stuff that you found over the years?
Yes, that's right. I picked off one of the bottles just before.
Oh, Lynn, you're going to love this, Lynn. Oh my goodness. That's an onion, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
it is.
yes.
Little
Well,
onion. It's beautiful.
The colors.
In pieces, so I had to stick it together. It's in about 6 pieces.
Oh, you glued it together.
Yeah, I glued it together. And this one, I believe, it dates to about 1690, because you can pretty much look at the fossils and then date them. But this, it's an absolute beauty. And it's so little and cute. And it's just,
wow.
The form, that short neck is unusual.
Yeah.
That is stunning. How did you find it? Like, how did you find all 6 pieces?
Well, I was just fortunate. I think if it had been there and the next day, it would probably have eroded out and would have just got lost to the tide. But this neck was sticking out. And so I carefully went down, and the pieces it was broken, and the pieces were just very close together. So I pulled it all out and came home and managed to stick it back together. It was just very satisfying, I have to say.
That's amazing. I see onion bottles found over here every once in a while, but they are very few and far between. That's got to be one of your prized pieces.
It is. I've actually got. I have got about. I've got about 3. I think I've got another one up here actually, which is slightly. Also, this one was broken. See, that one's a little bit bigger. See?
Wow.
It has a metallic look to it almost. Just I guess the way it's painted, it's just stunning.
It's got a big hole in the back, but you wouldn't know.
Yeah. That's amazing. What are some of your favorite pieces that you found over the years? You have, I'm sure that onion bottle's got to be one of them. Are there some pieces that you just like, you'll take with you until your final day?
Well, I do have actually. Now this is an entire Roman Samian-ware plate.
Wow. Now that's all clay, right?
Yeah, it's Samian-ware. So, the amazing thing about it is it actually has the stamp of the potter in the middle here as well. And this was Rufinoff, the potter, and it's like fine dining ware. It's this is 2,000 years old, and it's just absolutely perfect.
I can't believe you found that hole, considering, centuries of banging up against the rocks, moving around the water. It managed to stay whole. I'm assuming you found it, in the mud.
It was in the mud. So that's the thing. I mean, the Thames mud does preserve objects, and it's anaerobic as well, so it has no oxygen in it. So anything that gets lost in it or thrown in it just is preserved so well. It slows down that decaying process, and it provides a perfect cushion. That's why, as you know, probably if you watch my videos, I find a lot of these.
Oh, listen. Let me tell you, Nicola.
This week, did you? You posted this week.
I find mostly every week.
Yeah.
Nicola, I've been metal detecting for, 12 years now, every weekend. And we find, we're always on colonial spots. I have never found even a piece of a pipe stem ever. And that, for me to find a broken piece of pipe on the ground is one of my biggest bucket listers. And I see you'll come out with literally handfuls of them, Doug. That's an amazing. I always get jealous about those pipe stems.
Now, Lynn's house is a 1743 stone house, and she finds pieces all the time. Every rain, we'll go out and find a couple pieces.
Oh, yeah, that's exciting.
Just
but
little
you
pieces.
Find whole pipes. That's
I know, and we're very, very fortunate, and it's incredible, really, to think that they
look at that.
The mud just keeps them so protected.
Yeah.
The last people who held them before we find them were walking the earth in the 1700s. The early 1700s.
I have a photo here. Now, I don't know if these are old or new, but it looks like you have, a long pipe there. And then the gentleman next to you, is that a pipe mold where you would
Yes,
actually?
yes. Yeah, so that's David Higgins, actually. And this year we went to Wales to see how clay pipes were made. And so he is one of the very few remaining people in the UK who makes clay pipes in the traditional way. So that's his clay pipe mold. And
Wow.
so interesting. So interesting.
Yeah, because I wonder, like, how do they get that fine hole? I wonder if they pour the clay in there and then have to put a rod through and then let it harden and pull the rod out, something like that.
No, they don't pour the clay. No, actually, it's all about rolling the clay out into like long bits, like you used to use plasticine as a child, and then you put it in the mold and squash it down, and it becomes pipe shaped. Basically.
Wow. And I'd read that when you came over to America, I guess you came over in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
You visited some sort of a pipe museum, and I think they made you like an honorary member or something because of how many pipes you found over the years.
Yeah, no, you know what? That was Keen's restaurant in New York. Have you ever heard of it?
I have not, but I saw your posts on it.
Yeah, it's a huge. It's got the huge collection of clay pipes everywhere, on the walls, on the ceilings, and it's where people like rock stars and movie stars and sports people and politicians, they all would have their own personal pipe there. And so when they came in, they would give them their pipe to smoke. Obviously, they can't smoke it in there now.
Sure.
But there's all these people that have got all these pipes dating back, decades. It's a fascinating place. Yeah, and they gave me one with my name on too, so that was very special.
Nice.
Now, we have always heard the rumor, maybe you'll know if this is true or not, that when people find a little sliver of a pipe stem, we were told that at one point the pipe was real long, and if I took a drag of the pipe, I would break that end off and then hand it to you so we didn't swap spit. And that's why you find so many little pieces. Is that true, or is that just like
No, it's not. No,
it's not true.
No, there's no evidence to suggest that people broke the pipes off to do that. No, I think because I asked the same question actually recently. So it's not that. I think it's just that they broke.
They broke. Okay, that's fair. I'm going to stop spreading that misinformation because that's what I've always told. That's what I've always gone with. In all your years of doing this, have you ever found something that when you picked it up just looked like a piece of junk, but then later you looked into it and it had like some sort of an incredible backstory?
Oh God, that's a good question. I mean, I'm sure I have. I'm just trying to think. What? I mean, I have found. I'm just trying to think. I'm sure that has happened. That I've taken something home and cleaned it and then realized it was something else. I mean, I have found something that I've got sitting next to me here that I actually left on the foreshore because I was a bit worried about it. But then when I put a picture of it on social media, somebody said, "Oh no, you must go and get it because it's really kind of, it's a piece of art from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and this is this little chap here."
Whoa, you found that? Holy cow.
And this little guy, so he's got like a backpack here with a bit of glass in there, nails in his back. He was made by a sculptor and a spiritual doctor, and he's called an Nkisi Kozo power figure. And the nails actually represent like oaths and promises, that kind of thing. So there's an awful lot of history to this chap, and I immediately judged him because I thought he had, a bit weird with nails on his back, but actually he's really interesting.
I can't believe you would see that on the ground and not pick it up. I mean, because you'll never see another one.
I know, and I can't believe I was almost silly enough to leave him there. I must admit, I left him in the car for 3 days. I wasn't quite sure about.
Well, he is creepy. He is creepy.
I don't think I could have him in the house for any length of time.
Yeah, my wife would not let me bring him in the house, but he's cool.
We're greatest of friends now.
Is that whittled from wood? Is that made out of wood?
Yes, yeah, it's really well done. Yeah, it's made of
what age do you put on that approximately?
Early to mid 20th century. I should
Oh,
think.
okay.
It could have been confiscated from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and eventually he may find his way back there. But for now, I'm just looking after him.
He does have a nice smile.
He does. Yeah, he does.
You know what's funny too, Doug, is when I was watching some of Nicola's videos this week, I see you find a lot of bones and skulls, and they look like they're in good shape. Is that because the mud keeps the air off of them and they stay preserved? Look at that. Now, is that a small dog?
Yeah, this is a small. He's got mud falling over. Yes, this is a small dog. I actually found quite a few dogs, and I think that I found this in an area where there was a lot of shipbuilding and a lot of people coming and going from various countries in their ships. And I'm wondering if this might have been a little dog that was on the ship to catch rats, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Very possibly.
And
but
because
I actually enjoy finding skulls.
well, I do too. Doug, don't I bring home all the skulls when we find them?
Everything we find, yes.
Yeah, I love the skulls. But in that times, because the it'll protect those bones because they're not in the oxygen when they're trapped in that mud. That skull could be 10 years old. It could be 300 years old. You just don't.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've got a horse skull, which is probably Roman.
A horse skull.
Yes.
How big is that? A horse's skull? It's got to be enormous. I would love to.
Okay.
Can you pick it up?
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't have a lot of horse skull.
Do you charge admission?
Wow!
to
Look
your
at
home?
that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
That's
And you
the famous Mr. Ed.
And you think that's Roman? It goes back that long.
Yes, this one could very well be. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Quite an overbite.
So yeah, it's pretty incredible, isn't it?
Have you ever found something that was cool but just too big, or you struggled to carry it out of there? Like, I don't know, cannonballs or something that was just so large, but it was so neat you couldn't leave it behind.
Well, I mean, I found a huge angel made of granite. I mean, massive, great thing.
Granite.
Couldn't take that, so I just had to take pictures of it.
Yeah.
That was that. I couldn't take that, but there's some lovely old anchors, obviously, on the foreshore that are beautiful, but that just no way that you could move them.
No, for sure. I mean, I see a lot of people, like you said, are taken to it, especially in the COVID time when it started to get really popular. When you go out there, are you bumping into a lot of other people? Do you still sort of have your own space? How popular did it get?
It's very popular now. I think it inspires everybody, mudlarking. I've never met anybody who's not inspired by it. So naturally, everybody wants to have a go. It is a lot busier in central London, obviously. That's where most people go. I tend to go a lot in southeast London, which is close to where I live, and it is quieter there generally, which is great because it's nice to have some space. But, it's always nice to bump into your friends. There's a core group of mudlarks that I often see.
I'm sure.
And, I tend to rotate and go to different areas. But, considering there's supposed to be 4,000 people with permits right now, at least, you wouldn't think that there's not 4,000 people
right.
down on that.
How about, I see a question in the chat from Barb Connell. Do they give tourists like short-term passes, one day, a weekend, or is that something that they don't advocate?
No, they don't do that, actually. Now, you can't get a one-day permit, but you can go for an outing with an organisation like the Thames Explorer Trust, for example, or Thames Discovery, and they'll take a guided group out for a walk on the foreshore and look at the objects that you pick up. But yeah, you can't actually get a day permit anymore.
Oh, okay. I guess they got to crack down a little bit, Doug.
Yeah.
How often do you find something you have to alert the authorities about?
Well, I suppose because I think if I was in central London, I'd probably find things that are a lot older and maybe more necessary to report. I don't find a great deal that I need to report, but maybe at least once a month, let's say. Once a month.
Wow, once a month.
Yeah.
I have one more find here, Doug, that I want to get into before I get into her whole YouTube thing. And I was really surprised that she found this, and then it looks like maybe she's found multiples of them. Doug, what do you think that is?
Well, it's not that old with a twist top.
Look in the middle, Doug.
It looks like somebody left a message in a bottle, if I could refer to the song.
That's exactly what it is. Now, is this something that you find commonly, Nicola, these message in a bottles?
Was it from Sting?
I found over 130 of them now.
130 messages in a bottle.
Yeah, it's great. It's really exciting finding them.
Now, has no one ever heard of the telephone?
I find a lot of those as well.
Now, this one I showed specifically because this was one of her more favorite ones, and I'm going to show you because obviously when she pulled this message out, I'll make it full screen, Doug, so you can read it here.
Yeah.
This obviously is the handwriting of a child, and it looks like it says, I wish I could, let me try to read up here. I wish I could be a Power Ranger, the Red Ranger, specifically, I guess. And then it says from Jack Hodges, who looks like he was probably 7 to 10 years old. Did you track down this kid?
Yeah, I did. I tracked him down. I put it on Twitter then, and it was retweeted a lot of times. And amazingly, we actually traced Jack and his family. And
wow.
So I sent him a Power Ranger outfit.
Is he now a Power Ranger?
And so he sent me back a photograph, or his mother did, of him in the Power.
Now, how long ago had Jack launched that message in a bottle out into the river?
I think it had only been there about 6 months, but
wow.
It was really great. I think that's brilliant, though. You put your wish in the river, you let go, and then, wow, your wish comes back to you.
No, that's really neat. And how cool that you were able to track him down. Have you ever found an old one that maybe was like, when I say old, I'll say 20 years or more of an old message that was floating down the river?
No, I would love to find a really old one.
Sure.
But most of the messages I found are fairly recent. I think the oldest one I found was written in 2003, but that was, a few years ago now.
She found it in 2004.
No, I found it after that. Maybe about 10 years afterwards. But it's nice, I've connected with quite a few of the people that have sent the messages, and yeah, it's great. In fact, I must do a video about them because I think it's really fascinating. Actually.
Yeah, that's like
Jack must be now. He must be in his 20s now. I would like to speak to him and see what he remembers.
Yeah, that's one of those just really neat things. I mean, he probably threw that in the water while he was a kid, but his parents probably threw it in the river, thought they'd never see it again. It would just be lost. And then here you tracked it down, and that's
it and
brings it back to life again.
Yeah.
I have another favorite find that she sent me, and I have to admit I don't know anything about this, so I'm hoping she can explain it. Let me bring it in. This piece right here. What are we looking at with this piece, Nicola, and what made it so special to you?
Yeah, that's really special because actually what it is a log slate, and if you look carefully, you'll see at the top it's got HMS Merlin. So it's the log slate from a ship. And it's half of the slate that would have been on deck, and it's got all these little columns, the time 1 2 3 4 5, and then the wind speed, the courses, and then the larger bit there underneath the HMS Merlin, which is remarks. And so they would have written on this in a slate pen or a piece of chalk, and then in the evening it would have been transferred to the paper log. It would have been up on deck, and this dates probably to about 1760 or so. And
wow.
HMS Merlin on, it's such a literally magical find. And that's where we get the saying, wiping the slate clean, when you
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's good to
Yeah,
know.
so, you wipe the slate clean and you start again with a fresh slate, the clean slate the next day. So there's so
Did
many
you-
things. You use these sayings for, maritime stuff.
So I'm sure the Historic Association has that in its custody, correct?
Say that again?
I'm sure that is in the custody of the Historic Association, whoever.
The museum?
Well, no, it's not. I thought they would. They did record it. They
Really?
did record it. No, and I thought that somebody would take it, but they didn't. So I have
Well,
it
good
here.
for
And
you.
get it set in a frame so I can put it up.
Beautiful.
It's amazing. It's just I was so excited. I'm always looking for things with writing on it. Somebody's engraved that so carefully. It's just the lettering on it is just absolutely amazing.
I'm surprised that Years in the Water didn't remove that. If it was just written on like chalk almost, that it
Well,
may.
no, that's up there. They've engraved it.
Oh, I see. In the body of it, they would write in chalk.
Yeah, and the little notes that would have been washed, that's not there anymore because that was written in chalk. But no, that's actually kind of very
It's like carved in.
yeah carved in exactly. Yeah.
Did you know what it was when you instantly found it, or did you have to even research that it was a ship slate log?
Yeah, I'd had to research it. I mean, knew it had to be something like that because it had HMS Merlin. But it's just if the slate had been upside down the other way, I probably would not have noticed it. It was just the light was in the right place at the right time, and when I'm always looking out for things that have got lettering on, so it just jumped out at me. But I could easily have missed it. So that's definitely very special. In fact, talking to you now about all these things, I'm just realizing how many amazing things I've got.
It is. You probably, I mean, based on what you have behind you, at some point you find so much that you kind of, I don't want to say you forget it, but it goes to the back of your mind and you have to have that little refresher. Oh yeah, I found this. I found that.
I know. So fortunate.
And this ship, go ahead, Rich. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to ask if you found any Viking related items.
Oh, do you know what? I haven't. That would be very special, but no, I haven't found anything Viking.
Wow.
No. Love
I
to.
know that you have found a lot of pieces of the Bartmann jugs. Have you ever found a whole one yet?
No, that's one of the things on my bucket list.
I love them.
To find. I've got a tiny one, so I've got a very tiny Bartmann jug, but it doesn't have a face. So I've got that, but no, it would be incredible to find a whole one of these.
Oh yeah.
They used to use them as witch bottles. When they used to put like hair and urine and blood and nails and pins in them, and then bury them under their doorstop to keep evil spirits away and things.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what a Bartmann jug was, but I came across this image on her Facebook and had to look it up. And I saw what she just said. And she had this picture too. I didn't realize they were that old either. These go back to 1500s, 1600s.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. They were imported from Germany and they were used for serving beer or wine. And that it's supposed to be like a depiction of the wild man, the green man, on the face. So they're all different. They all look very frumpy, mostly.
That is a super cool piece.
Yeah.
So now let me ask you, so, you're doing this mudlarking for who knows, years and years. How did that transcend into you starting a YouTube channel, even in the early days? Like how did that come about?
Well, I didn't ever intend to start a YouTube channel at all. In fact, if somebody had ever said I'd have a YouTube channel, I think that I would have found that hilarious. But I was just sitting on the foreshore one day and I just filmed a few of my finds, and for some reason, I don't know why, I uploaded it to YouTube. And I think I got a few comments, people seemed to like it. And it was before there was anybody else doing mudlarking on YouTube. And I think it was just the right time. I was just very fortunate, really. And then I thought, oh, they liked it, I'll do it again. But initially, I just used to show people what I'd found. I didn't actually film myself finding anything. And then it just went from there. And I had to teach myself how to use the editing software. And
That's a bear.
I didn't even know how to cut a clip, and it's just developed really over the years. I still can't believe that happened. And now I'm nearly got 200,000 subscribers now. I can't believe it.
Yeah, your channel, it's really taken off. And I wonder, like, in your opinion, do you think your channel is so successful because of the finds, because of the art, or the stories you tell, or is it a combination of just who you are as a person and as a presenter?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things, really. I think if you're passionate about something, like you all are, obviously, in what you do, that comes across, I think, with people. And also, I think as a YouTuber, I suppose, it's sort of being able to connect with people and engage with them and sort of talk to people, and I think that's important. And yeah, just being passionate about what you do, and then I think that's quite. People pick up on that, and I think it's that, really. And the stories behind the finds, yeah, it's just a big combination, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you are one of the key figures of why people started to get into the mudlarking. Why there's 4,000, because you're a catalyst for people, and it's inspiring when you do it. You see your passion. And I think, it's a double-edged sword. You want to share with the world, but when the world hears about it, they want to do it too. And then before you know it, you create a monster.
Competition.
Yeah, or just the people that might not do it morally the way that it should be done.
Yeah.
That can always be an issue. Oh, I got a super chat from Bree Detectorist, big fan, an ace of a guest, she says. So that's from our friend.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So now here's a question that I'm sure you probably are one side or the other, but at this point, from having a YouTube channel so many years, do you consider yourself, when you go out, a mudlarker that's filming a video, or a YouTuber that's mudlarking?
Oh, now hang on. Say that again. Do I consider myself a mudlarker that's...
Like, do you consider yourself a YouTuber that mudlarks, or are you a mudlarker that does YouTube? Like, where
I'm a mudlark that does YouTube.
So you're a mudlarker first, because I know how much time and effort and energy has to go into a YouTube channel. It's not like you just film it, go home and upload it. So you really have to carve out so much time to do it the right way that you almost have to have two passions at once. So does one ever have to weigh on you more because you're trying to do basically two hobbies at the same time?
Yeah, it's really hard, actually. In fact, now I can't. It's hard to put out a video. I can't put a video out every week now. I used to. I think how I ever did that. I do one every 2 weeks. My priority is to enjoy my mudlarking. I don't want to turn it into, oh my gosh, I've got to go mudlarking to make a YouTube video. I want to still maintain that passion for finding history. That's the main thing. And then it's just kind of a bonus to be able to then share it with people. But the primary thing is to go out there and enjoy the mudlarking. And I like to try and, meet up with other mudlarks too, so that they get an opportunity to share what they've found with people as well.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. Have you inspired other people to not only mudlark, but create art from their finds? Like, you sort of, I don't know if you invented that, but you were at the forefront of that whole idea. Has that also, you said there's 20 people doing, or 20 permits now. Do you see that growing? Are there small, little shows, or little vendor days where the mudlarkers will come together and all share their art with everybody? That's starting to almost like a side project for people.
Yeah, I think certain people are, like myself. I mean, a lot of people, and in America as well, I know I've seen a lot of people are inspired by found objects. I mean, artists have been using found objects for centuries. So yes, I mean, there's only 30 creative permits available from the PLA, and I think that they're all used up now. But of course, people can still make things; they just can't sell them. But this Sunday, actually, there is an event at one of the venues in London for the Thames Festival of several creative permit holders are going to get together and talk about their work and show their creations. So that's great.
Yeah, for sure. Are you going to be there?
Actually, I'm not, because guess where I'm going? I'm going magnet fishing.
Oh, magnet fishing.
Wow.
Have you done that before?
Yeah, I have, actually. I go with, I'm going to give a little plug here, a cheeky little plug.
Okay.
for the Peaky Dippers magnet fishing YouTube channel. So I go to them, and I have been a few times, and I don't know, it's fun. It is fun. You just don't know what you're going to pull up on the end of your magnet.
Yeah, no, I haven't tried it yet either, but it does look like a lot of fun. I saw you do metal detect sometimes too. Do you metal detect the river, the Thames River, or do you primarily just use your eyeballs for that?
No, I use my eyeballs because I just enjoy the whole experience of just the sounds, the river, walking along slowly. It's like moving meditation, and it's very relaxing. It's not the same, I think there's a lot of metal as well on the foreshore. So much metal that your metal detecting, it would just go crazy, and obviously I have friends who do it. You probably know Simon Sci-Finds.
I do know Sci, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he finds some great things, but you've got to be pretty good. So I prefer detecting just in the field. That's fine for me, and I'll just use my eyes on the foreshore.
When we metal detect, one of the extra bonuses is that we look for Native American artifacts, which are anywhere from like 2,000 to 10,000 years old. Do you have any? Obviously, there were people over there as well during that time. They wouldn't have been Native Americans, but do you find artifacts from that time ever?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I am not very good at recognizing flints and that kind of thing, but I do have friends that are good at that. And there's some beautiful Neolithic, Paleolithic, flints, axe heads, that kind of thing to be found. Absolutely. And I have found a lovely Iron Age bead a little bit later, obviously, and a couple of potins. But yeah, there's plenty of prehistoric, Neolithic tools and things to be found. Yes.
Wow.
Terribly good at recognizing them.
Yeah. Now, because the Thames is tidal, and every day it's bringing new things in and pulling the silt out. If you were to walk the same stretch of beach, let's say, every day for a week, are you seeing different things? Is it changing on a daily basis, or does that take a few years to bring new things in? So in other words, you going back to the same areas, or do you try to search for new areas?
My favorite areas that I go to, and honestly, the landscape just changes quite a lot. Sometimes you find a gravelly area or muddy area, and then the next time you go, maybe a few days later, it's changed. It really does change a lot. And I think especially as well with the clipper boats, these fast boats that go up and down, things erode quite quickly. I mean, I went down there today and to a place I go a lot, one of my favorite little spots. And there I found this lovely bottle just emerging from the mud, so yeah, you never know. Every day can be something different. I mean, sometimes it's tempting to think, oh, it would be great to have an X-ray machine to see what's going on underneath there. But yeah, every time it can be different.
Let me say, because you're so popular in that genre of mudlarking in the Thames, have you had any strange fan interactions where someone who doesn't do it saw you, recognized you, maybe came down to the riverbed and maybe approached you for a picture? Any weird interactions with fans while you're out there doing it?
I do meet quite a few people. In fact, it's really nice. It's always nice to meet people that watch my videos. I still find it quite fun to think that somebody actually recognizes me, and I bump into people in different places, even in different parts of the country on occasion. So yeah, it's really nice. And what I particularly love is when children seem to be very inspired by mudlarking, and I love meeting them and seeing or hearing what they've found. That gives me great pleasure that kids are inspired.
Yeah, and I bet your artwork is inspiring too. It's very colorful. They can envision it because it's made out of shards of plastic, so it's not perfect. So they can almost be inspired by that because they'll make similar things. I would imagine kids would really enjoy it. Are there any places outside of the Thames that you mudlark? I know you said you do some estuaries. Are there other, you don't have to tell me what they are, but other little hot spots in and around London?
I do go to the River Medway, which is a favourite of mine. There's a lot of history out there, lots of old forts, and I just love that old military history. side of things. So that's somewhere I go quite a bit. And in terms of rivers, I have been up to, I've done a few bottle dumps here and there, but I think that's mostly those are the two rivers that I go to.
Are they each their own separate permit or license, or is it one include all?
Different in the Medway, and so there isn't currently a permit system.
Okay.
No.
All right, I have a few questions left. I know it's very late where Nicola is. If anyone in the chat has any questions for her, put them in now, and I'm going to try to keep an eye out as we get ready to wrap it up because she has to sleep.
Nicola, you were recently, I believe, in New York with a friend of ours, Meryl.
Oh yeah, Meryl and Louis.
Yes.
Yes.
How did you like mudlarking there? He goes to the Dead Horse Bay.
I really loved it. Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. I just had such a good time. In fact, I really want to go back there. I must go back there soon. I went to Dead Horse Bay. I mean,
Yes.
It was just brilliant. I loved it. And I found a little tag, one of those tags that people wore as a child back in the Cold War, back in the 1950s. Mm-hmm. And actually traced the family and sent it back to them.
Really?
Yeah, that's right. It belonged to a man, but he had passed away since, but his wife was still alive, so I sent it to her, and they were so happy to get it. Yeah. Now,
it sounds like the thing you found not long ago, Doug. You found a tag probably from around that same time. Was it like a bracelet?
Yep.
No, I was asking Nicola if hers was like a bracelet.
No, it was like a little tag that would have gone around their neck, I think, and it was
okay.
Like adverts, that were played to tell children why they needed to wear them. It was all pretty gruesome, really, in case a nuclear bomb fell and they needed to be identified.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was, really interesting. And actually I also go sometimes over to Holland, in the River Scheldt as well. And that's
that's cool. Do you find like different things because their history is different than London, or there's a lot of crossover?
Yeah, well, it's only ever going to be a certain age because it's a sort of a dumping area.
Gotcha.
From World War One. Whereas in the Thames, you've got a bit of everything. It's a real kind of
mishmash.
All the people lived along the banks, for centuries and centuries. You just, you don't know what you're going to find in there.
Yeah.
Do you keep? I'm very superstitious. Do you keep any good luck charms when you go out? Like, I'm going to rub my lucky duck's foot and find something good today. Oh, she does. I'm not the only one, Doug.
Yeah.
Let me see. What does she got? Oh, it looks like a little heart.
Yeah, I found this in the river actually, but and then I had it soldered onto a piece of silver, and I give it a little rub and go.
Listen, I'm superstitious. So super superstitious.
Yeah, I have to wear this when I go mudlarking.
No, that's cool. I'm the same way. How about this one I saw come in? If somebody was trying mudlarking for the first time, what kind of advice would you give them? It's got to be overwhelming to just walk a river. Like, should they keep a certain eye out? What advice would you give somebody who's never done it before?
Well, I think just enjoy it. Let go of your expectations, and maybe just focus on a small patch and look for unnatural shapes, like round edges or man-made shapes. And just enjoy yourself really, but perhaps just focus on a small area around you, and you'd be surprised at what you might find just by looking in a very small area.
Yeah, like you said, some of those pieces that you may have missed if you were just kind of like walking full speed through that slate plate and things like that. I guess taking your time and really paying attention. You don't have to cover a lot of ground as long as you're being persistent.
No, that's right. That's right. It's you really just have to go down there, and then there's a saying in the mudlarking world, getting your eye in, and it takes a little while. It takes a bit of practice, but just keep going down there, be enthusiastic, have fun, and maybe ask advice from other mudlarks that you bump into. Yeah,
there was a question came in. Let me see. I'll bring it up here from 5 Mile Relic Hunter. Have you found any shark teeth? Any shark teeth washing from the ocean or freshwater shark teeth?
Well, no, there are shark's teeth found. I haven't, but some of my friends have. But yeah, I suppose from when the sharks used to be swimming around, I don't know how the shark's teeth got there.
Yeah, I don't know either, because it's fresh water, isn't it?
It's brackish water. So,
Oh, that brackish water. Okay.
yeah, there have been shark's teeth found, absolutely, and there's some great fossils. Nice echinoids and what are they called? The nice heart-shaped kind of fossils as well. Yeah, it's lovely to find fossils down.
Now, I would for sure I'd be looking for them. Let me see. Any funny happenings when you were down there? Something that was caught you off guard that was on the humorous side more so than the historic side?
Oh gosh, there's lots of. I mean, I find a lot of toys. I've got a massive collection of.
I saw your kids' toys.
Yeah, loads of them. There are some weird things that I've found. I'm trying to think of some of the weirdest ones now. But do you know what? I can't really think. But yes, there are a lot of surprising things that you find that are washed up.
Yeah, I can imagine almost anything. Somebody had asked, we kind of covered a little bit. Does she do any shoveling or digging? I know you use your trowel to uncover, but you don't actually dig down.
No, we only allowed, with our permits, standard permits, we're allowed to scrape down or dig, if you like, 7.5 centimeters, and that's the extent.
It's very specific.
But if you start digging around, you can't really see what you're looking at. So you only need to look by eye. There is the actual Society of Mudlarks, and there's 50 people in that. Simon's in that. They can dig down 1.4 meters. They have digging licenses. So
wow.
But that even then, I mean, they don't really do that very often.
Yeah. If you don't know, especially without a metal detector, you're just digging, without even knowing what's there.
Exactly.
That doesn't really wouldn't make any sense.
Do you get any special dispensation because of the standing in the mudlarking world, because of your history
in fact, if anything, it's worse for me. I have to be absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Really?
Because if I'm not, I'll just be. I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's not quite as nice and fluffy as you might think. The mudlarking world. There's quite a lot of competition in it and jealousy.
I'm sure.
And, wow.
I think there are people that will watch to see if you put a foot wrong, and I have been reported about 3 times to the PLA for nothing. So no, I don't. To answer your question, I don't get
wow.
Yeah, that actually doesn't surprise me at all. That I'm sure now you have to the mud. Some of the bad seeds, you might have a target on your back where
there's some bitter people, and it's all jealousy. But yeah, unfortunately, that I guess it exists in any kind of world.
for anything.
So my view is just be happy and just be nice, and just. But you always have people who aren't like that.
Yeah. How about, is there a particular material that you feel tells the strongest story when it's transformed into art? Like, I know the plastics you did a lot with, the glass. Do you do like driftwood or?
Yeah, I love driftwood. I really, really love driftwood. I'm very inspired by that. I love an artist called Margaret Mellis who used to use a lot of driftwood. Something about it's just so natural and inspiring. And metal as well, pieces of metal. I just find it all very inspiring, really. All of that found.
I have a few more. I don't think I showed these yet, Doug. These are just some of her rubbish plastic creations. No, look at the shovel for the tail.
Yeah,
I just look at all that stuff too. I mean, it doesn't look like it, but you really stare in. There's got to be over 100 small pieces that make up that fish. Fish seem to be your biggest.
Yeah, I really.
Yeah, that seems to be her. And look at this one, Doug. You're going to like this one because it reminds me of.
Do you like to go fishing?
It looks like Fudgy the Whale. This one. Look at the spout. So I just think that's cool. I guess you build them right there on the sand, take a picture, and then clean it up and take it with you.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So I think it's really cool, Doug. We should incorporate that with all the pull tabs you find, Doug.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We'll do some pull tab art. All right, it's getting kind of late. I'm going to go around Doug, Lynn, Rich, Charlie. Any last questions for Nicola? And then last chance in the chat too before we cut her loose. I know it's super late for her.
Well, I'm just enamored with what she does and what she has developed it into. Not just finding artifacts, but turning them into art as well. And I'm jealous.
Oh, thanks. That's very kind of you.
I wish I had those kind of skills, but at my age, I guess that's never going to happen. But I would love to have the opportunity to do this part of treasure hunting with her. In my opinion, the best.
Oh, when you're visiting, any of you, if you're in London, do get in touch, won't you?
Oh, we will. We're trying to plan a trip over for detecting, but I'm sure I would go into London and explore around for a day, even if we meet up for some tea.
Absolutely.
And crumpets.
So, Lynn,
They still have crumpets.
Oh, tea and crumpets, yes, absolutely.
Good.
I don't even know what a crumpet is, but I would try it if I'm over there, Doug.
It's like a tasty cake.
When I told my wife who was coming on the show, my wife doesn't know anything about treasure hunting or anything, but she's an artist. She loves art. So I was showing her some of Nicola's, the glass fish and this piece specifically because of its just sheer size.
Yes.
And my wife is actually downstairs watching tonight's show because she loves fellow artists. So I thought that was really cool.
Really? I'll say hi. Hello.
Oh yeah, for you to inspire my wife takes a lot. Lynn, any last things for Nicola?
Oh gosh, I really enjoyed that. I could listen to the finds and the stories all night. If you're ever over here in Pennsylvania and you want to try some metal detecting with us in a colonial site,
I'd love to.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, tonight maybe you could send me everybody's contact details, Jason.
I will. I'll email you everybody's tomorrow because I know you did come over to New York with Merrill. I don't know how often you come over stateside.
I'm looking for opportunities to go and travel and have adventures. Yeah, for sure.
Well, we'd love to have you. So I'll send you everyone's contact information.
Okay.
Charlie, anything last for Nicola?
Well, I'm fascinated by all the things that she has found, and I'm also fascinated by her artistic talents. It's amazing how she puts the two things together. I think that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I thought so too. Are your glass fish for sale, Nicola?
Well, yes, they will be. I haven't got time to make a great deal at the moment. So when I've made a certain amount, I should put them up for sale. But at the moment, I'm just building up a collection to put on my shop.
All right. Well, we're going to keep an eye out. And she has her website link in the description below, which is just tidelineart.com. Is that where you sell your pieces?
I do need to update that website. It's just it's a little bit outdated. Go on my Instagram, which is @Tideline Art.
Okay. Instagram is a big one. I don't know if I have an Instagram link in the description, but I'll make sure I add it after the show. I do have her Facebook, which is huge. I think her Facebook is like 600,000 people because she's always updating that. So that's where you want to check her out. Rich, how about you? I'll give you the last word for Nicola.
It was really great to talk to you tonight. I have liked your videos for a long time, and I think it's great to inspire people or let people know they can go out there with just their eyeballs. They don't need to buy expensive metal detectors. They don't need to, get diving equipment. They can just go out and look for stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's always inspiring for me.
Rich is the eyeballs in our group.
Yeah,
He
definitely.
can pick out Native American.
So do you all detect together? You're all in the same area.
Yes.
Yeah, we all detect together. And Rich, he finds the most surface things, especially Native American and things that, just has a keen eye. He's either more observant. I think it's also because Rich is the shortest, so he's closer to the ground.
and he's 40 years younger.
Yeah, and he's the youngest too. That always helps.
Well, he was when he had a tire swing when he was little. He used to find the clay pipe pieces. He would dig up the soil with his feet, and come in with his hand full of little clay pipe pieces.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one day we will all join him. And like I said, my favorite part, if you watch Nicola's videos, just her storytelling, her passion, and I love the behind the scenes part that she's cleaning the river up and making these pieces of art at the same time. I think that's the best part. You're actually not only doing a hobby you love, but providing a service, which I think is great. And I think that's why you're one of the most respected people in the mudlarking community, even if you do get a couple of grumpy seeds that get a little jealous.
Jealous. Yeah.
You always get them. But Nicola, I really appreciate you spending so much time with us. I know it's super duper late. I'll email you our contact list, and I sure hope we stay in touch because I really enjoyed talking to you tonight.
Yeah, you too. And thank you to you all. It's been really fun. And thanks to everybody who's watched as well.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Nicola, and I will talk to you later. Had a good night's sleep.
Great. Bye.
Right. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Look at that. The lovely Nicola White. Man, she is good people, Rich. She's one of those people that I've always kind of said, man, I'd love to reach out and talk to her and say hello, but I never really had a reason before I just started doing this show. And if you don't have a reason, then I just come across as kind of creepy. I didn't want to have the creepy. Yeah. So
You are creepy.
I know, but this live show gives me a reason where the creepiness is justified. So, no, that was really nice. So it was wonderful to meet her. Like I said, if you haven't seen any of her videos, go check them out. She does a really good job, and you're going to be hooked because, it's like that magnet fishing, but you do it with your eyes, you can find anything, Doug. And that's what finds me most excited.
Well, the research that she does on her show, after finding every piece, she researches it and then, tells you all about it, which is really adds to so much to it.
Yeah, her videos, a lot of times she'll be out, hunting the river. And then the second half of the video is her back in her shop. And you might think to yourself, oh, man, this is going to be a lot of dry dialogue. But it's not. That's where she brings them to life. Mm-hmm. So, and not everyone has that ability to do it. She's very good at that. So you'll get a lot of enjoyment out of it.
We all think of history as the story of World War II or the Civil War or whatever. But every little piece we find is attached to a person that has a history. And she goes, like you say, down that rabbit hole and brings that one person's story to life. And that is what makes the hobby of us finding artifacts so interesting. She really takes it to the furthest degree, where we kind of, don't get that involved. But that is really fascinating what she does.
No,
really.
she is. She's good. I'm glad she came on, and I'm glad we have a new friend now, Doug. I would love to get together with her and Cy Fines, who I'll probably reach out also to. Together, those two really, inspired so many people to, want to do this mudlarking. They're both, find great things and excellent presenters, the way they put it out there.
Right.
But all right, we're going to get ready to take off. I'll go one last time around if anyone wants to say any goodbyes, any plugs, any promotion before we get out of here. And I'll even give you the full screen. I'll start with you, Mr. Dogtag Doug.
Nothing to say. Glad to get back to a regular schedule now. And, almost now. Sunday, I think we'll be together. But looking forward to upcoming hunts.
Absolutely. I am too. How about Lynn? Any final words, Lynn, before we get out of here?
No, not really. I don't have any shows coming up until October, so it's too early to talk about that. So, nope, just looking forward to the next time we're together on a dig.
Absolutely. Charlie, any last word? Oh, and Relic Riley in the chat too wants to get together. Oh, man, love digging with Riley. We've done it many times. That's another guy I would love to get together. But Charlie, final words, my friend.
Well, I'm happy for the change in the weather. Up where I'm at, a lot of crops are being harvested. I'm anxious to get back to those farm fields again.
I am too. As much as I love the houses, I do miss these farm fields, and they're almost ready to start getting cut. We've had a couple of wheat fields and, hay here and there. But, man, when that soybean comes out of the ground, Charlie, I'm going to We've got some winners this year, I think. So I'm excited for
Yeah,
that.
we do. I actually picked up a permission the other day. It was at a farm auction, and the buyer who bought the farm, I went up to him and I said, "Can I detect the farm?" He said, "Yeah, certainly."
Oh, you're actually at the auction. Yeah. As soon as he buys it.
Yeah. Well, I actually knew the guy a little bit. Yeah. I knew him
Okay.
a little bit. Yeah.
Rich, any last words for you before we get out of this joint?
That was again, that was a really great show. But also that's all what I was just gonna say. I was gonna say I'm excited this time of year. I always get excited for farm fields again. And that's what's about to happen. So
yeah, any day now. So and hey, maybe we can get back to the 1,000 Holes field too, which is kind of like mudlarking in a weird sort of way where we're kind of eyeballing our way around as we also get to metal detect.
Rich, if you get the chance and you go by there, see what the status is, will you?
Yeah, that's gonna be coming back up.
They keep working on that house. They did a lot of work to it. So
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, that won't impede us any. They said despite that, we have access to the field. So
yeah, different owners.
Yeah.
So all right, and again, I'll do my plug is next week we're gonna be back again. Next week's gonna be an odd show, Doug, where it's gonna be mostly us. But for a half an hour or so, I'm going to have Matt Jones come on, who hosts the famous Dig Stock events. We're going to be talking about his newest event, which is coming up. Gives us all the information about that. He told me this could be one of the best ones ever with some new primo land. So we'll talk about Matt, and we're going to review some of our upcoming videos. And I'm doing that because I'll also have the big announcement next week that you're all going to want to be here for. So I don't want to give too many clues, but make sure you tune in next Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel. But for now, we're going to get out of here, Dougie. I'm getting tired. My voice is shot. Thank you again to Nicola White, Mudlarker, for joining us all time from over the seas, Doug.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great guest.
Yeah.
Good job getting her on.
It's 2:00 in the morning there.
I know. That's why I was really happy she came on. And thank you to Alicia, too, for moderating all night with us, too, and putting links up and all that stuff. Thank you very much.
The Phillies won today, and Go Birds are playing Dallas right now.
All right. If we have any Dallas fans in here, you can shoot Doug an evil look. So, all right, but we're out of here now, guys. So, hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Happy hunting, and we will see you on the next one. Later.
See you.
Night.
have a good night.